Get ready with me to start our prep for crafting day. So many of you were asking about how I decoupaged my shells and how I made candles out of them. And here I am. This is the gold trim that I use on my some of my candles or my decoupage. This is candles that I did just yesterday, and they turned out really nice. I really like the way they turned out. And then these are two that I left for today to do because they are time consuming. And so I'm just getting some other ones prepped for tomorrow. I do like to paint them white underneath before I put any kind of decoupage on them. Sometimes they're okay to do without the paint, but I feel like they shine through a little bit better when you paint them first. And so that's me taking apart the napkin. Some of you asked what I use to decorate the shell, and it's just paper napkins. You can use paper napkins or you can use tissue paper, but if you're using the napkins, just make sure you pull apart that tissue, because you just want the one ply on there. And so this is a Valentine one that I'm using just to be in the season, and that's just me just kind of measuring where the shell fits and how it fits on that. I use Mod Podge to kind of adhere to the shell to begin with, and just making sure that you get in all of the nooks and crannies, and just painting it on there. Make sure you're generous. And then you just have to kind of be patient with yourself and with the shell and the tissue paper, because sometimes it wants to fold up on itself, and that's kind of aggravating, but you just have to be real patient with it. And then paper that has lines on it, you just want to make sure that it's kind of straight, and then you paint the Mod Podge on it after you've laid it on there. So you do 2 coats, one before you put the tissue down and then one after you put the tissue down. And then just to get around the edges, you just need to kind of just pull, just be real careful. See how it's still overlapping. So you just want to pull. Some people use sandpaper once it's dried a little bit, and that's perfectly fine. I just peeled it off there. I probably will use sandpaper next time. So you just have to be real careful. And this is how it turned out. I thought it turned out pretty good. So I'm going to let that dry a little bit, and then I've got a little fan that I use to dry off the shells while I'm working on another one, which you can see there, it turned out really well. Here's another pattern of Valentines that I wanted to paint the other shell. And these already have wax in them, and I'm going to show you just a little bit how to put the wax in the candle, but I like to put the wax in first before I decoupage. And there's just a reason for the madness, just because I want to make sure that the wax, once I pour the wax, because wax has a tendency to go everywhere, so I want to make sure that I get all the wax off anywhere it's spilled over on the outside of the shell before I start my decoupage. So this is just me doing the other shell. I think it turned out pretty well. And there's just some areas that I wanted to kind of cover because it is a light piece of tissue paper, so I just wanted to add some more hearts to it, and I just layered it on there, just whatever you feel. And then I just wanted the little stars, hearts, because it just had a piece of shell on there that was just poking through. So I just wanted to kind of layer that on as well. For this one, I used a gold trim. For the other one, see, I'm just drying them here while I go start the candle making. So this is the wax that I purchased and the wicks. And I just make sure you're using things around your house that you don't mind messing up with wax, because wax has a tendency to get everywhere. It's just really messy. And this is a pot that I just used for wax only. The spoon I use for wax only. Just the video is obviously sped up, but just be real patient with the wax. Don't turn your heat up too high. And then this is the essential oil that I put in there. It's just a coconut scented oil, which I really like the scent of. I don't like very powerful scents, so that's what I use, is the coconut. I probably will use some lavender next time. And then this is just the wicks. You just set your wicks in there, just nice and flat. And then once you pour the wax in, I just use this cup because it kind of pours easily. And then sometimes the wick can kind of fold over or fall over. Just make sure that you just straighten it back up before it dries, and just let it sit there until it dries. And so then this is me asking John to help me with some shells and painting. So he really got into it. I really like the way he painted the insides of the shell. And while he did that, I worked on some other things, but he is such a patient guy. He is really meticulous about anything that he does. And so while he did that, I was just kind of working on the candles over here. So he's doing another shell here for me. He's really great at helping out, and he was so happy. So for this shell, I used a pink trim. I wasn't too sure I was going to like it. I'm not really sure if I really like it. I think it turned out okay. It's just not my favorite. I like the gold trim. That is just kind of classic, and I used it on all my other shells. But I thought, oh, well, let's just be festive and do it with the pink trim. And you'll see here, it turned out pretty good. I like it. It's just not my favorite. I like the gold trim better, but to each his own. But we'll see how it turns out. And all these are for sale on my Etsy shop, and I'll link it below. So this is just the trim. It turned out really well. I really ended up liking the pink trim. And so then for this other candle, I decided to go back to the gold trim, which I really like the gold trim, but I like the pink as well. So you just have to be, kind of patient. Like I said, this truly is a passion of mine. I love to do crafts with my shells. I love to go searching for shells on the beach. And it's just from start to finish. It's just so relaxing. Just such a great thing to do now that I'm retired and have time to do the things that I really, really love and enjoy doing. So this is just the shells that I just did. Those are the ones I did yesterday. I'm just showing you the gloss that I put over them. It makes it a little shiny. I really love the way it turned out. And those are the natural shells that I just did, and I really like the way they turned out. These shells I am just specifically using for decoupage because some of them have like holes in them, and so of course you don't want to use that for a candle. And so I'm just decoupaging these that have holes in them. You once I'm done with them, you really won't be able to even see the hole. So I just really love the way these turned out. This is the classic blue one that I had. And I've learned a lot along the way in doing decoupage. And one of the things I learned is the paint. I wanted to paint first before, paint the shell white on the inside before I decoupaged, because it makes the actual print just really come through and not melt into the shell, basically. So I'm liking the way this is turning out. I like the blue. I probably will do the front and back side of this one just to see how it looks. I really like the look of the natural shell on the back, and this is going to be for like a jewelry holder. You can hold rings in there or a necklace. You can even use it in the bathroom and put soaps in there, decorative soap, because this is a really large shell, as you can see. Just really like the way it's turning out. And so these are some of the other shells that I've decoupaged. This first one here is, like I said, I've learned a lot. I did not paint this one first. but you can see the shell is kind of poking through the print. But I don't know, I kind of like it anyway. And there's that one. I love broken shells. And then this is a sand dollar I decoupaged, and this is one of the first shells I did decoupage with. I love the green color. I just love this print. And then this is another broken shell I did. I really enjoyed doing this one. It's so pretty. Like I said, I enjoy looking at the broken shells. And here we are with all of the projects that I kind of had going on today. These are still undone or unfinished. I'll finish those tomorrow. These are the candles that I finished, those 5 right there, and then there's 3 that I haven't finished, and the wicks are still not trimmed, so I'll trim those after I'm done. And these again are the ones that I just showed you. And this last one here, I cannot wait to show you what I'm going to do with this one. Hope this helped. Good luck and happy crafting.